You are the friend everyone vents to, but nobody ever asks, how are you? Don't get me wrong, empathy is a good thing. It's actually a gift. But if you're not careful enough, you might find yourself burnt out because of empathy. Dumelang. Welcome back to Healing the Inner Child with Maningaladi. Today's episode is about the side of empathy no one talks about. Like I said before, empathy is a gift, and we all need to have empathy for others, even for ourselves. But if we are not careful enough, we will find ourselves burnt out. Guys, we cannot pour from an empty cup, but let's make sure that we take care of ourselves first. You cannot expect to be everything for everybody else and nothing to yourself. The first point that I want us to focus on is the psychological side of empathy and why sometimes we feel burnt out because of empathy. Number one is lack of boundaries. Boundaries are very important, and I feel like sometimes we misinterpret what boundaries are or should be. Boundaries have nothing to do with the next person, but everything to do with you. You state expectations or how you'd like things to be. How do you expect to be treated? And if the other person doesn't show up, after, those are boundaries. Like for instance, in a romantic relationship, you communicate with your partner that I don't like it when you maybe call me around 10 p.m. because maybe around that time you're asleep or something, or you just want to have a me time, and then your partner still decides to call you, because human beings they listen to actions too. And then this person about said still powerful. Your boundaries could be, yes, I do see his call, I can see his call or her call, but I'm not gonna pick it up. Boundaries isn't you telling the next person to treat you better or to do this and that. The interesting that they expected from the next person, those are not boundaries. Boundaries get what's again. If this thing continues, even though I've clearly communicated my expectation or how I would like to be treated or how I would love for things to be, this is what I'm gonna do. You don't negotiate your boundaries. The second reason why people are burnt out because of empathy, I think it's people pleasing. When you wanna appear as this hero to everybody, guys, the heroes are that maybe you find that we want to be everything to other people and nothing to ourselves. I'm not saying that we should be bad people or we shouldn't be kind. However, we need to know our limits. Don't act like you're okay with something that you're not okay with. If somebody crosses a boundary, then you should let them know. It's like you shouldn't even allow them to cross a boundary to begin with. And if they do, consequences be nothing. And people pleasing, and it's fine, it's not a big deal. And then we'll get the next person. That's one of the reasons why I am not a people pleaser. I'm a straight talker. You do something that I don't like, family, friends, colleagues, or whatever, I'd like to believe that I'm very assertive. And I'm not saying this in an arrogant way, but it's a way of protecting myself. Because the moment I start to resent Moto for what they did or what they said to me, it will hit them more than them. So the best way to solve this is to be open. Give up how I feel. We need to be careful, guys. Empathy, because sometimes people I said really empathy about people pleasing. People pleasing disguised in empathy, because How about that's yona, guys. Unfortunately, we are hating not only ourselves but even the next person, because some people do not know but until you point it out, actually I could have done better, or that I'll do better going forward. I was just not aware. Maybe I was interpreting things in my own way. So is selfish into a people pleaser, because you don't give the next person an opportunity to grow, to see their mistakes, and to try to do better. The second point I want to talk about is how to still be empathetic without losing yourself or burning out. The first one is emotional detachment is not easy, honestly, especially if we're too attached. Because now I'm thinking, what if the person I burnt out a family member? Like, how or where do you even start? It must be very difficult. But detachment, you can still love somebody. You can still want the best for the next person. But really their actions determine your worth or how you feel. Because now I can just imagine, if you give power to the next person, you will always be miserable, because human beings change all the time. There's a song by Jonathan McReynolds, People. There's a point that I love where he says, as a lady, this person, he was the reason why I smiled in the morning. Or as a man, he took the last bit of hope that I had. Well, I'm just paraphrasing. And then he further continues to say that that's too much power for anything that is human. That is too much power for anything that is human, because human beings change all the time. Yes, human beings are to be loved, but not controlled. So we need to learn how to emotionally detach, guys. I know it's easier said than done, but it is possible. Empathy in the process. We need to have boundaries, like I said on the first point, to avoid this empathy burnout. I don't know how, but you need to find a way to communicate your boundaries. Boundaries, because you will always be burnt out, you will always be drained, you will always be tired. And the last one is assertiveness. We need to be assertive. People need to know where we stand. In they know when it comes to mommy, I don't accept the 1, 2, 3, 4, or this is what she expects. Well, she will have to accept anything, even though that's not what I truly want. Assertive. Being assertive doesn't mean that you are rude or you're a bad person. I know that's how some people interpret it. But for now, I believe it's standing up for yourself. Because if you don't fight for yourself, if you don't stand up for yourself, then you shouldn't expect anybody else to stand up for you. You should not expect anyone else to do that for you. In closure, I want to say empathy is a gift. Empathy is a good thing, but you need to be very careful that you don't burn out because of empathy, because of this unique gift that you may have. Thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. Please don't forget to like, share, turn on your notification, and please let's engage in the comment section about empathy. Until next time, bye-bye.